It's been a wonderful new metal time lately. Sick New World happened. So
Yep.
my wife,
We didn't go.
We didn't go, but because I had to fucking
You had your daughter's
graduation
graduation, and I had I don't even remember. Oh, I guess when the Sick New World tickets went on sale, I thought I might be in the process of moving, so I couldn't really commit to getting a ticket. But it's weird because it felt like when it got announced, it was a huge deal and it sold out. But I really didn't see that many people like posting about it. Like I know that, Ed Zitron was there and he was posting about it, and obviously our friend Holiday Kirk as well. But I didn't really see like there wasn't it didn't seem like there was a ton of coverage on the TL of like, oh, there's a bunch of people at Sick New World. Like, as opposed to when they did that emo throwback, I feel like a lot more people went to that one. I think it was at the same place in Vegas. They did like an emo one, and I feel like a lot more people I know went to that.
Las Vegas is a weird place to hold shows and stuff because almost you're dependent on like fly-ins pretty much. You can't depend on, people from Las Vegas to show up.
Super low population.
Yeah, and they got a bunch of shit to do, and they're probably all working at night in the casinos. But like, I think that I didn't see a lot about it. I saw the Deftones like stage setup because you sent me a picture of it.
Right.
But if they do it next year, I'll go. I just choked on Gatorade. I don't know why I fucking took a drink of Gatorade.
You're in the middle of a sentence. You didn't even wait for me to start talking.
I know. If they do it next year, I'll be there for 100%. Sure, I will.
Yeah,
go.
I would say that's true of me as well. You and I, we'll have to go next year. We'll have to,
because the kid, they only graduate high school one time, so you have to kind of go. But like, it was really funny because I was like, so I want to go to this thing, and she's like, it's during my graduation party, but you can go. And I'm like, I'm not gonna be that dad. No fucking way. The guy that went to see Korn instead of going to his daughter's.
Well,
the guy that saw Deftones for the 17th time.
I was gonna say, especially for you, like it's true for me too. Like I had seen a lot of I've seen a lot of the headlining bands before, but I haven't seen Korn. So that would have been my first time seeing Korn. And then there was a few other bands I haven't seen, and then like really I've only seen System of a Down once. I've seen Deftones a bunch, maybe like 6 or 7 times, but yeah, for you especially to be like, oh, I'm gonna go to see all these bands I've already seen, and they're all old now and probably bad. Have a good graduation.
Yeah, it would be terrible. It would be terrible. Although this graduation thing, like when I graduated, I probably got, all told at the end, money wise, maybe $350 when I graduated. That's
from family,
from
and stuff.
Everybody. Yeah, that all together, I probably got like $350. My daughter got $2,500.
Wow.
And I was so fucking jealous because you know why?
Just steal it from her. She's your daughter. Just steal it.
I can't do that anymore. She's 18. She's an adult now. She can
Anymore.
call the police.
Anymore.
She goes, she's so cheap too. That's what drives me fucking up the wall. She's like trying to get stuff off of me. Like she is always home for dinner every single day. Never not here for dinner. And when I was a teen, I was never home for dinner. I was at McDonald's or some shit. But she's just like, nope, you're buying me food, you're buying me clothes. Like, she doesn't spend any of that money. And then I was like, well, it'll be good for your European trip. And she's like, I'm kind of hoping not to spend it all on my European trip too. And I'm like, do you ever have fun? Like, do you have any idea?
Well, maybe she's like learning lessons from you, Brian, who has spent like tens of thousands of dollars on Lego and Hypebeast clothing.
That's what I want her to do. I want her to spend some money on some shit. You know what I mean? It's fun.
Like, what
She's
do you think?
She's not going to be broke.
Right. What do you think she would spend money on? Like if you gave her $1,000 and you were like, you have to spend this by the end of the day today, or I get all of whatever you don't spend back. What would she spend that on?
I mean, she does like clothes, but she doesn't wear them. It's this really weird. I'm fucking serious,
She's a
man.
naturalist. She doesn't wear any clothes. She just likes to look at them in her closet.
I mean, it's not even that. What I'm saying is like that she has dressers full of clothes and she has a closet full of clothes and she wears like 3 things, which honestly is a lot like me. I wear like 3 things.
I think it's a lot like a lot of us. Yeah.
Yeah. You're like,
especially
like
as a teen, I think, especially as a teen, I feel like you don't care enough, really. Maybe I guess maybe well, some people do for sure, but I think like when I was a teen, I definitely just had that vibe of like, whatever, this is comfortable. Or like I can remember when I got my first WWE t-shirt and I was like so into wrestling, and I got like an official, because my mom used to buy me like or it was WWF at the time, but she used to buy me shirts from like Zellers, which was like our version of Target. So, you'd get those like knockoff kind of like wrestling shirts, and they were like cool, but everybody could tell like, oh yeah, you got this from Zellers. And then I went to a WWE live event and I got a Road Dogg shirt, and I must have wore that like 3 out of 5 days every week. It was just like, well, I just thought I got to rep my wrestling guy. This is so cool. What a cool shirt. And yeah, so I think you're at that age, certain people don't care. They're just like, oh, this thing is comfy, or it represents something I like, whatever. I'm wearing it every day.
Yeah, So I when I was in LA, I did a lot of shopping because I've said this over the past few months. I don't know if I've said it on here. I do have more money than I have in the past of my life. I'm not like bragging. I'm just saying that I do have some disposable income.
Just for those of you who can't see Brian right now, he is actually holding a stack of $100 bills.
Yeah,
so
like on
he's
a
saying
phone,
he's not
like
bragging, but he's calling into the call with a stack of $100 bills.
Yeah, that I love that move. Maybe I should do that sometime.
You should do that.
I don't have that much money, but I should get all ones and do it, because I always love those pictures of the guy holding a big stack of money up to his ears. So like I'm not like struggling as much, and I bought all these clothes. I bought a few outfits in California. I got a Bape outfit that I really like, and I got a couple Stussy shirts and hats and shit, and I'm really happy with them. So I get home and I'm like, okay, first of all, I got to get rid of some of this stuff, because I had a whole drawer full of like Supreme shirts and shit like that I wasn't ever going to wear again. And like Antisocial Social Club. So I have this buddy, Aaron Bentley, who sells vintage clothes, and he was coming to town, so I just gave him all of that hypebeast stuff. And so now I go in the room and I open the drawer where my shirts are, and number one, there are probably like 10 shirts in there, but I cut the sleeves off of all of them except for 3. So I literally only have 3 shirts with sleeves on them right now, that I didn't realize when I was shopping that I had cut so many sleeves off of so many shirts. It's crazy. Like, because now, like, I had to go to graduation, I had to do all this stuff, and I don't dress up for anything. I don't have like a suit or anything like that. And everybody, it's a small neighborhood, and everybody kind of knows me and what I do for a living, so they don't expect
walk around
anything.
every day.
Yeah. Oh, they do. They take pictures and send them to Gwen all the fucking time. They're like, I saw your dad today. He was looking at his phone. It's like, yeah, that's what I do. Like, my job is looking at my phone. I'm like almost a cryptid around here. A big idiot just walking 20 miles in a day.
Gwen, I saw your cryptid father on the street corner.
She has a lot of videos of me that people saw. Oh, your dad, why does your dad cross the street, not look up from his phone while he crosses the street? And I'm like, because the fucking walk sign's on. Okay? You can go. They can't go. So she goes, I forget what I was saying, but yeah, I get seen.
You're talking about her
time.
Graduation, how you were not dressed
so I had to
up
dress
for her
up.
grad.
I had to dress up. I wore my one of the shirts I bought in LA. This pink shirt I got that is actually very cool. But I realized that like also on it was from Undefeated. But I realized also they do this thing called the clap out, where on the last real day of school, the seniors walk out of school and all the parents are outside clapping. Crazy. I know, it's very odd. But so I went to that. I wore that shirt there.
So wait, hold on one second. So parents like take work off to do this? They're like, oh, I can't go in this morning. I got to go clap for my child skipping school.
Well, they leave at like 2 when it's time to get out of school on their last
like their
day.
official like last day. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so we all went but I was wearing that pink shirt at that. And then I started looking at the prom pictures, and I was wearing a pink shirt and the prom pictures. And then when I went on the graduation, I wore the fucking pink shirt. Now I'm like, in my mind, like everybody thinks I only have one shirt.
and it's not like a nice shirt. Like I think
no, it's a t-shirt.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, I think if you had, like a collared short sleeve shirt and you were wearing that in all the photos, that's somewhat reasonable. People go like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. Brian's a podcaster. He owns one dress shirt. It doesn't really matter because all dress shirts kind of look the same anyway, so who cares? But I think when you're wearing the same t-shirt in all the photos, then yes, people are going to think that's the only shirt you own.
In these photos that took place over 3 weeks. You know what I mean? So it's like all these different events I had to go to. And even stuff I went to for my niece and stuff like that. I'm also wearing that shirt. And I swear to you all my life, I don't wear that shirt every day. I probably wear it like once a week, but I am never going to wear it again at all. Like, I think like I'm going to take a year off from the pink shirt and then come back to it. And people are like, oh, I like the pink shirt. Because now it's getting like comments like, man, you look really good in that shirt. And it's like, motherfucker, you just remember me wearing it 3 weeks ago. And very embarrassing. I was very obsessive like that when I was in high school too, where I just didn't want anybody to say you wear that shirt every day. Like that was the worst problem.
Oh yeah,
for me
sure.
Was
sure.
And they know the shirt. Like I had a Motley Crue shirt in 5th grade, and this kid was like, "You wear that Motley Crue shirt every day," and I was like, "Damn!" I never wore it again after that. After that kid said that, I was like, I never wore it again. But I did wear this Motley Crue Dr. Feelgood t-shirt, and it got a hole in the bottom, and I cut it off and made it like a cutoff shirt and wore it to school too. So that was a look in 4th grade.
That is definitely a look. I remember I had a similar thing with hockey. I played summer hockey one year, and I had this pair of Extreme jeans, which that was Canada's version of Jinkos, basically. So I don't know if America had them as well, but they were like very, very similar to Jinkos if America didn't have them. And they were a white pair of jeans, which is which is very funny. They were like super baggy white pair of jeans. And like, because I started getting into nu metal, and I would like beg my parents to buy me these jeans, and they wouldn't do it. They just were like, no, the baggy jeans is like for hoodlums, and like all the like, they just wouldn't let me do it. And then finally they let me buy a pair, and the only pair I had was a white pair, which is in retrospect absurd that I didn't buy like a denim pair, like a blue jean pair, or like a black pair. But I decided to buy a white pair of these Extreme jeans. And so when I used to play hockey growing up, I would wear long johns underneath my hockey equipment, or long underwear, whatever you call them in America. So I would wear those before hockey. Like I would wear them to the dressing room. So it was the summer. So you'd be obviously normally wearing shorts, but because I was wearing long johns, I would wear pants so that people couldn't see I was wearing long johns on my way into the dressing room. And I had this white pair of Extreme jeans. And so it's like, it's the summer. I literally am never wearing pants aside from to hockey. But every week I'm wearing these white baggy Extreme jeans because in my mind, those are the only cool jeans I had. And then, yeah, it was like maybe the 7th or 8th game. And a kid was like, you wear those jeans every week. And I was like, oh my God, like I was mortified. And of course, looking back, you're like, yeah, I wore a pair of white baggy jeans. Of course, the kids noticed that that's what I was wearing. But yeah, it was the same thing. I was so mortified. I was just like, they're not going to think I'm cool. This sucks. Like it was like one of the worst moments. I just wanted to crawl into a hole and die. It was awful. And I think I definitely very seriously stopped wearing them. And yes, you just sent me a link to the white Jinkos. Yes, mine looked very, very similar to that. Aside from the pockets weren't exactly like that. But oh no, they were. Yeah.
So
that's basically the exact pair of pants I had.
I basically had the same jeans, right? But the difference was on the front of them, down on the leg, it said Jinko and like embroidered into it in their cool way of writing Jinko, right? Like
Right, yeah.
under the pocket. So like it would be right under the pockets on the front of the jeans. And one day I was at school and I never had a backpack or anything. Like I didn't carry anything at school except for like a pen sometimes. You know what I mean? And like just didn't take my books to class or anything like that because I wasn't planning to do any work. And I remember I was like walking and a pen busted in my pocket, a black pen.
Oh no.
Busted in the pocket of my white jeans, and there was just this big fucking ink spot. But it was high enough that my huge shirts could cover it. But the problem came in that like, okay, so I can wear a huge shirt and cover it, but then the shirt might cover the Jinko. Where it
Right,
says Jinko.
and you want people to
that.
see that they're official Jinkos, yeah.
Yeah. So I always had like this weird dance I had with these fucking white jeans because I just thought they looked the best on me, but they had like a huge ink spot. Because like I was very much like, and I mean, obviously after what we're talking about now, even people would know, I was just so conscious of the brand of everything. I like, it's the least, it's the worst impulse that I have is the, like, I just like brands. I like to have a branded shirt. You know what I mean? So
Totally. It's so weird.
funny.
Like when you look up extreme jeans, you almost like cannot find them. It's very odd. Like they basically don't exist. Like even if you look at Google searches or anything, they don't have this extreme jeans. Like, and that was the name of the company. And that was like the coolest jeans you could own when I was a teenager. And I can't even find pictures of them online because I was trying to find like a picture for you, Bri. And I genuinely like cannot find them anywhere. Like and the big thing with them was it said extreme on the back pocket. So that was how you knew that they were like official extreme jeans. And I don't even know where the fuck you bought them from. Like I have no clue. It was clearly a Canadian brand. But like a Canadian answer to Jinko. But yeah, like I genuinely cannot find them anywhere.
Yeah, I don't see them anywhere. I Googled it, and it's so funny because it's like that stuff. They all were saying that stuff was going to come back, but I mean, it could. But like, it's such a stupid like. I like the brand names on the jeans because like back then it was so big. It was just these huge fucking logos because the jeans were so fucking big. And like, it was just so important. That's the funny thing about nu metal is that, you know, I'm not saying your clothes weren't important when it was like thrash metal, because it was like, you know, your battle jacket and all that shit. Like they had almost a uniform there. But for like nu metal, there was also kind of a uniform, but like it was more clean. Like the whole thing for me was like, I just want people to know that I don't smell bad. Like I'm like a clean guy wearing clean clothes that look clean and stylish. And like it always feels like when like I never wore the denim jacket, although me and my wife are talking about maybe getting me a denim jacket that I can cut the sleeves off of and start wearing everywhere because I think that's a neat look. But yeah, it was.
Why
so
do the
important.
sleeves got to come off it all the time?
Because I saw guys wearing sleeveless. Blackpool Combat Club on wrestling were wearing sleeveless jean jackets, and I thought they were like the coolest shit. I love in wrestling. One of my favorite wrestling things ever is the idea of like, they have a match type called a street fight, right? And it's really just a no DQ match, except for everybody wears jeans to the ring and they fight. There's no other there's nothing different about it.
It's because that's what it would look like if you got in a fight on the street. You'd be in your jeans. Yeah.
And I watched the pay-per-view and the Blackpool Combat Club comes out and they all have denim jackets with the sleeves cut off with something spray painted on the back. And Cesaro, who is Swiss, his name's Claudio in this promotion, just had the Swiss flag on the back of his, and he just wrote the word Swiss across the back. And I was
Love
like,
it.
that is so funny. Now I want one of those that says something like my wife was like, you got to think of something really, really like broad to put on the back of the jacket.
Swiss.
So yeah, Swiss.
I want
it's
Swiss.
So fun just to be Swiss. Like,
That
dude,
is so funny.
this guy is like strong and like there's 80 different things he can do. And like, because it's pro wrestling, everybody's just like, yeah, he's Swiss. That's his.
Yeah, he's a
gimmick is
Swiss guy.
Swiss.
That's his whole thing. He's from Switzerland.
Yeah.
Well,